The economy isn't expanding, the illusion is. Wealth today is not created, it's simulated, and most people are living inside the lie. You feel surrounded by prosperity, rising markets, luxury lifestyles, constant upgrades, yet your reality grows tighter. That disconnect is not accidental, it's engineered. In this episode, we unpack the core architecture of modern financial illusion, the debt loops, asset mirages, and narrative systems that manufacture the appearance of growth while extracting real stability from the masses. This is not about panic. This is about clarity. You will learn how perception became the new currency, why ownership was replaced with subscriptions, and how optimism is weaponized to keep entire populations compliant. More importantly, you'll understand how to see through the simulation and operate within it like a strategist, not a subject. Welcome to the age of financial illusion, where prosperity is projected, belief is monetized, and the only true wealth is the ability to recognize the game while everyone else is hypnotized by the numbers. The simulation of prosperity. You are surrounded by wealth, record stock prices, luxury ads, endless consumer upgrades. Yet, you feel poor. The illusion is perfect because it doesn't hide poverty, it hides context. This is not an age of growth. It is an age of engineered optimism, built to disguise systemic dependency. You are not living in an economy. You are living in a simulation of prosperity, one sustained by debt, perception, and digital distraction. The numbers rise, but meaning falls. And that is the silent genius of this era. The more the illusion of wealth expands, the harder it becomes to question its reality. The problem: prosperity without substance. The financial system today is not broken. It is functioning precisely as designed, to convert uncertainty into profit and confusion into control. We live in an age where appearances generate confidence. Confidence generates liquidity, and liquidity sustains the illusion. Governments report GDP growth, even when debt outpaces production. Corporations post record profits while laying off thousands. Consumers purchase new devices on credit while struggling to pay rent. Everyone looks rich because nobody owns anything. You rent your house, you lease your car, you subscribe to your entertainment, you finance your phone. You borrow your lifestyle. Ownership has been replaced with access. Security has been replaced with convenience. And you were told this was progress. But the truth is mathematical. When credit expands faster than production, prosperity becomes perception. The average consumer now confuses circulation with creation. Money moves faster, but it doesn't build stability. It builds addiction. To consumption, to dopamine, to false mobility. You're told to invest in experiences, treat yourself, live in the moment. These are not philosophies. They are strategies designed to keep you economically anesthetized. When everything feels abundant, you don't question control. That's why illusions matter. They don't hide scarcity, they rebrand it. The system, manufacturing financial reality. The system runs on three pillars: debt creation, asset inflation, and narrative management. Each one sustains the illusion that prosperity is expanding, even as real wealth consolidates upward. Let's examine them. 1. Debt creation. Central banks create liquidity through quantitative easing. Governments distribute it through stimulus and subsidies. Corporations absorb it through cheap credit. Consumers validate it through spending. The result? Exponential monetary expansion without proportional productivity growth. Debt becomes the engine of demand. Growth becomes the byproduct of inflation. You are not participating in capitalism. You are circulating obligation. 2. Asset inflation. When money loses value, assets rise in price. But that doesn't make society wealthier. It just transfers wealth to those who already own. Stock markets, housing markets, crypto markets, all expand in nominal terms. But the purchasing power of the base currency erodes. You feel richer because the numbers are larger. You are not. You are simply measuring wealth with a shrinking ruler. This illusion sustains optimism, and optimism sustains compliance. 3. Narrative management. Media and marketing maintain the psychological infrastructure of the illusion. They sell bullish sentiment as progress. They equate consumption with identity. They frame economic suffering as individual failure. When you blame yourself for systemic design, the system wins twice. It extracts your labor and your self-worth. Consider corporate earnings reports. Numbers are framed in year-over-year growth, even when real purchasing power falls. Investors interpret less loss as recovery. Consumers interpret discounts as generosity. It's not deception, it's narrative engineering. And it works because money today is no longer tethered to production. It's tethered to perception. The illusion doesn't need truth. It just needs continuity. The mindset, seeing through the simulation. You cannot escape the illusion by outrage. You escape it by literacy. Financial literacy is not budgeting. It is pattern recognition, the ability to see incentive structures invisible to the average participant. The post-stoic strategist does not complain about the system. He studies its flow. He understands that modern finance is not about fairness, but function. Those who manage information asymmetry, central banks, hedge funds, tech monopolies, extract predictable advantage. They don't need to hide it, because most people don't want to understand it. To see through the illusion, watch incentives, not ideologies. Measure output, not narrative. Track real purchasing power, not headline growth. Study who benefits from your beliefs. When you realize the economy is not an organism but an algorithm, you stop expecting justice from it. You start positioning yourself as a node, not a consumer. Practical steps for the cold strategist. Detach from mass optimism. When the crowd is euphoric, distribution is happening. Hold cash when others crave credit. Liquidity buys opportunity when illusions collapse. Understand cycles. Every illusion has a half-life. Study when narratives peak. Invest in productive asymmetry. Code, automation, knowledge, assets that outlive inflation. Refuse emotional contagion. The system feeds on collective sentiment. Remain unprovocable. The Machiavellian mind treats perception as a market. You enter it only to extract value, never to belong. That is the mindset of sovereignty within illusion. The shift. Beyond the mirage, illusions collapse quietly. By the time truth surfaces, power has already migrated. Every economic era ends the same way, not with poverty, but with disillusionment. The realization that the game was not about wealth, but control of belief. We live in an age where financial products resemble entertainment, and entertainment resembles economics. Crypto means influencer investing, finfluencers preaching freedom while selling volatility. This is the modern theater of wealth. It works because it gives the illusion of access. Everyone feels one decision away from fortune. And so, the cycle continues. But beneath the spectacle, the structure remains unchanged. Capital flows upward. Dependency flows downward. The antidote is not cynicism. It is calibration. You don't reject the illusion. You learn to navigate it without believing it. You learn to operate within systems as if they are temporary simulations, not eternal truths. You use their momentum for your positioning. You convert their distraction into your clarity, because the illusion will not disappear. It will evolve into augmented markets, tokenized identities, algorithmic citizenship. Reality will become negotiable. And in that world, the rarest form of wealth will not be currency. It will be discernment. The ability to see the illusion, play within it, and remain untouched by its seduction. That is post-stoic mastery, not detachment from society, but immunity from its theater. When you reach that point, you no longer chase wealth. You design perception. You own attention without needing applause. You understand that freedom is not exit, it is comprehension. And comprehension is the only asset that cannot be inflated, censored, or taxed. Because in the age of financial illusion, the truest investment is not money. It is understanding.